Views and opinions expressed by the On the Spot with David Rodgers show are solely based on the show's hosts, guests, and viewers. We are solely responsible for all show content in its entirety and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of any sponsors in any way. These broadcasts are presented and made public by the On the Spot with David Rodgers team in the hope that it will be entertaining and informative to our viewers and listening audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's 7 o'clock and time for On the Spot with David Rodgers. And now, here he is, Mr. Friday Night, the show pony himself, the man, the dream, the legendary David Rodgers.
Good Tuesday afternoon. This is David Rodgers bringing you On the Spot with David Rodgers. No Mr. Byron Bagwell tonight. Well, you know, hey, had to work. That's okay. All good. I do have Mr. Austin Stevens in the house tonight. He's going to give us the weather. He's had a lot of things he's been doing and had going on, so he'll be with us tonight to join us for the weather. And then, of course, we got the Dancing Destroyer himself, Mr. Dave Holland, our director and producer, kicking out the good old vibes. Dave, up on this V-Mix, man, which looks really good, man. I'm looking at the lower thirds right here. Man, it looks really, really good. Why don't y'all gentlemen say hello to everybody out there?
Hello, everybody.
Austin?
Good evening. I bring sunshine.
Oh, hey, that's a good thing.
Well, until Friday.
Until Friday, okay, and I guess we'll get that. By the way, I did want to ask you something. I've had a couple of requests, and I know it's because we really haven't had a chance to really talk about it, but there's some viewers that are out of our area that want to know why you are not doing the regional forecast or into other areas. I figured I would ask you. Really haven't talked about it, but it's a good time to speak about it now.
Okay, so Austin's Weather Service has been going through, internally myself, been going through a lot of legal stuff lately over the last month, and we've been, it's a one-man band currently. I don't have any other team members right now, but we're working on revamping our regional forecast system before hurricane season shows up, which I'll get into that if you want me to, David, because I have the stats on that.
Yeah, we can get into that during the weather, absolutely.
Because it all released last week, and of course, prayers go out to all the families that were impacted by the tornado outbreak and severe weather stretching from Texas all the way up to Illinois.
Yes.
And then into the Ohio Valley region, which we'll get into that too. The reason why we haven't been covering the region stuff is because of the fact that I've been giving David the short-term forecast for the local area and just trying to split personal life and weather life all into one, and it's been chaos.
I got you. So from here out, we'll probably start seeing something regional, at least a little bit, maybe here and there.
If you get it, we'll cover locations like I can cover Pascagoula and all that, like
Tallahassee. Yeah, sure.
I believe the Tallahassee NWS was having some problems with their Tallahassee transmitter, but should be back up. I know that went down about 2 weeks ago.
I got you. All right. Again, welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers podcast. My name is David Rodgers. I am your host. No Mr. Byron Bagwell tonight as a host as he is working. Do have Mr. Austin Stevens in the house, like I said, and I do have Mr. Dave Holland. Again, welcome into another beautiful Tuesday night. Sounds like we're going to have great weather all the way up until Friday, but I'll let Austin get into that as we do the weather. Let's get the show started, David, as we always do, with our prayer, our pledge, and our patriotic quote of the night. And I've got a little something, Dave, for our guest a little bit later on, something that you're involved in with the Savannah Bananas. Did you know that?
Wow.
Yeah. I know that you are called the Dancing Destroyer.
Oh, no.
And that is a great fit because he is the Dancing Destroyer. But I've got a little something that I want to show what Dave did and help choreography a piece of music for the Savannah Bananas. But I'm going to give that to you here in just a minute after we do our prayer, our pledge, and our quote of the night, and then, of course, opening up the show. So, Dave, you do have that downloaded, right? And you're ready to go with that when we're ready?
I think so.
You think so? I think everybody will get a kick out of this, David. You know, hey, you're a man of many talents, many things. And this is just one of the things that you have done. And I think people will really love seeing what we have going on with this. But let's start our show, like I said, with our prayer, our pledge, and our quote of the night. Everybody at home, please bow your heads as we go into prayer. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once again thank you for a wonderful and glorious day you've given us, dear Lord. Thank you for this time that we have to spend time with our viewing audience and amongst us, our brotherhood here, to bring you On the Spot with David Rodgers, the podcast that goes over a little bit of everything, dear Lord, and that whatever information that we give out, that it goes to help our viewers and let our viewers make the decisions and the things they need to do with the information that is given. Thank you for letting us live in the greatest country in the world today, dear Lord, the United States of America, the most powerful and freest country in the world today. Yes, we have our own issues and our own things that we're dealing with, but I think we're dealing those in accordance with, dear Lord. And if you put your hand on this big, great nation, dear Lord, I believe that our politicians and everybody that helps run this big country, that they will get the message and that they will do the right thing for the American citizens. Thank you for our armed forces, each and every one of those men and women that go out and fight each and every day. They put their lives on the line. They stake their lives out there for us, dear Lord, for the freest country, as I said, in the world today, to keep our freedoms from being taken. So each and every one of those men and women, whether they're serving abroad or here and fighting against domestic and international terrorism and any other things that wants to bring harm to our country, dear Lord, that you just keep them protected as they are protecting us. Thank you for our first responders, each and every one of those men and women that go out in each and every one of our communities here in the big, great United States, dear Lord. And they're out there fighting the evil within, dear Lord, whatever that may be. And also just if we need them, dear Lord, they're just a phone call away, and they'll be out there to help each and every one of us citizens, dear Lord. Keep a hedge of protection over them and bring them back home safely to their families as they take on this work each and every day. Thank you for the American worker, dear Lord, everybody, from the farmers to the truck drivers to anybody that makes America turn. And thank you for each and everything that you do for them, dear Lord. Also, any spoken or unspoken prayer requests, dear Lord, that you touch each and every one of them, dear Lord. You know what's in their hearts and their souls. You are the ultimate comforter and the ultimate healer. You can take that pain away, dear Lord, with just the stroke of your hand. Thank you for the food that we receive each and every day, and it goes in the nourishment of our bodies and our bodies to thy service. Again, thank you for this time. Thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for everything that we've asked for in this prayer, dear Lord, and we ask for these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ, and the congregation says, Amen. All right, let us stand for our pledge. David, do you have our pledge?
Yes, I do.
All right, well, I'm going to ask Mr. Austin Stevens if he would lead us in that pledge.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. All right, all right, all right. I'm excited and pumped up, ready to go. David Rodgers here with On the Spot with David Rodgers. No Mr. Byron Bagwell again. We got the Dancing Destroyer, Super Dave Holland in the house, and we've got Mr. Austin Stevens. And I tell you, Dave, we're going to do something a little bit different, so Austin can think about what we're going to say as far as the night ends with his weather. But what we're going to do is we're going to have him go ahead and do the weather here in just a couple of minutes, David, as soon as we get the quotes of the night. How about that?
That sounds good.
All righty, here we go. All right, so Mr. Byron Bagwell sent me these. These come from Byron. They didn't come from me, so they came from Byron. I've got two of them. One is a fairly short one. One is a little bit longer in length. So that's okay, right? So anyway, Ellen Disher Williams, welcome into the show, and whoever else is on there that I can't see right now. But here we go. I have sworn upon the altar of God eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man. I have sworn upon the altar of God eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man. It is a founding father. He was a president at one time. He's done some many good things, and I don't want to give you no more than that because I'll probably give it away. Who would you think that is? I have sworn upon the altar of God eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man. You can guess at home too. This is why we do this. We give you a quote.
Yep.
If you're on tonight, we really appreciate you being on tonight. As David thinks and gives me an answer, or getting ready to give me an answer, I want to thank everybody, Dave, that tunes in each and every week. They don't know how much this means to us as far as being on our show, being part of our audience. Dave, if it wasn't for the audience, we would be just doing a show for the screen there. And we need each and every audience member that we can get. So if you happen to be online right now, please share this video. Please share this podcast to all your friends. And if you are not a member, or I like to call it a member, because you are a member when you join us.
That's it.
And if you're not a member, all you have to do, Dave, it's real simple, isn't it? Tell them what they got to do, Dave.
Well, what you have to do is first search out On the Spot with David Rodgers.
Yes, sir.
On
Yep.
Facebook.
That's right.
Then you want to hit that like
Absolutely.
and hit that subscribe.
Subscribe. Mm-hmm.
And when we come on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock,
Or whenever night we come on.
or
we can
whatever
pause it.
night,
Yes.
yeah.
It'll go what, Dave?
Ping.
Ping! And it'll ping you, and we're on.
That's it.
And then guess what? You get to see our beautiful faces. And whatever we're talking about.
And you become part of the show.
That's what we want. That's it. It's part of the show
Right.
of what, is what we're wanting everybody to be of. Because, look, we come up with things that we talk about. We talked about this today at dinner. And by the way, I'll tell you how my day went, Dave's day went. But we talked about this over dinner a little bit, about how we can get interjection from our viewers and things like that. On Tuesday nights, we come up with let's call it a script of what we want to talk about.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get deeply involved in other topics. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And we may not get to everything that we want to talk about, but because something has piqued our interest. And that piquing of that interest may come from somebody in the audience. So if you have a show suggestion or something you want us to talk about, I would suggest that you do exactly what Dave said, and he'll go over that again in a minute. Or you can hit my personal messenger.
That's it.
You can hit my Facebook page. They can hit yours. They can hit Byron's. They can hit Austin. Or you can go to On the Spot 32091 at gmail.com. And that'll come across the lower thirds here in just a minute. But you, hopefully, I love that, Dave. You're good. Hopefully. And you can subscribe. And, hey, we would love to hear your show ideas. Because, like I said, some of the show ideas that we have, it comes from me and Byron and you and Austin and Mitchell and whoever. And we just put it together and we run with it. So if you have something that you want us to talk about, please hit us up on the page or at our Gmail address. That's on the spot 32091 at gmail.com. All right, David, have you thought about this? I've sworn upon the altar of God eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man. Good evening, Shirley. How are you?
I'm kind of tossing back and forth
Okay.
between Benjamin Franklin
Uh-huh.
or John Adams.
Or John Adams. Do you have a preference on the pick?
Well, I would say Benjamin Franklin.
Sounds like something Benjamin would say, right?
I think
Sort of.
so.
Yeah, I think any of those guys would.
It sounds more of a religious
Okay.
saying.
Type quote or saying, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'll agree with you on that. That was Thomas Jefferson that said that. Thomas Jefferson. So that was that one. All right, I've got another one, a little bit longer than the last one. All right, so you'll have to follow me. I'll read it slow. You seem to consider the judges as the ultimate arbiters of all constitutional questions. A very dangerous doctrine indeed, and one which would place us under the despotism of an oligarchy. Our judges are as honest as other men, and not more so. They have with others the same passions for party, for power, and the privilege of their core. Their power is the more dangerous as they are in office for life and not responsible as the other functionaries are to the elective control. The Constitution has erected no such single tribunal, knowing that to whatever hands confided with the corruptions of time and party, its members would become despots. It has more wisely made all the departments co-equal and co-sovereign within themselves. You know, there was a big thing going on today. Me and Byron talked about a little bit today about the judge that was trying to say that Trump didn't have these powers and that powers. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, you know, these judges, I don't want to say they're overstepping their boundaries, but I think what they're doing is they're not doing the thing that is right. And I'll just sort of leave it at that, because I don't, again, we talked about some things that were happening with our page, so I don't want to get too involved with that.
Okay, just a little something there. Would you say that maybe it's more of a personal thing, that they possibly don't like Trump?
Well, of course, for sure it is. You know, I think it's an issue where, you know, you've got a judge that's been in power, like me and Barnes talked about in what this quote said, forever. And, you know, if policies don't agree with them, I think they tend to you know what I mean? Override the judging that should really be there. You follow me? They're like, that they, you know what I'm saying? And they circumvent. That's the word I'm using. They circumvent some of their decisions.
Is that like an ego thing?
You know, sort of. I guess it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
okay.
Because if you look at the three branches of government, you've got what? Legislative, executive, and judicial.
Okay.
So each one of those entities has got their own things and their own jobs to do. So, you know, the president, of course, is in charge of the executive branch. So he, executes orders. He gives the okay. If we needed to go to war today against Iran, which everybody knows that's, you know, that could come to fruition any day, you know what I'm saying? He can make that call. You know, yes, he would need Congress to back him in this as well. But, you know, the Judiciary Department really has no say in that. You see what I'm saying? That's between the Executive Department, which is him. He is the executor. He is the commander-in-chief. And then, of course, you know, the guys that makes the laws, which is Congress, right? Yeah. And, you know, and has to have, you know, should have 2/3 of the vote. Well, I guess, you know, over half, you know, whatever that case may be, yeah. And so that he can execute those orders. But I mean, there's orders that he can execute just because it's there and it's written, and he has the power to do that.
To do that.
Yeah, and I think some people are just trying to stop him. Yeah, stop him from doing that. So that was a long one. I don't know what you think. What do you think?
That was a long one.
It was a long one. Another founding father, another guy that was a president, done a very good job. Yeah.
George Washington.
George Washington is an answer. What do you have, Austin?
Sorry, I was kind of not listening.
Okay, so he was sort of kind of not listening because he's getting ready for the weather.
Not only that, I got a green pool.
You got a green pool. Uh-oh, so you got an issue at the house.
Yep.
Okay. So anyway, that again was Thomas Jefferson. So 2 Thomas Jefferson quotes. You know how Byron gets us with these every once in a while? So Byron got us with this one here, 2 in a row from Thomas Jefferson. I want to welcome in Ellen Disher Williams, Shirley Bagwell. Shirley, I'm going to be talking about something that was near and dear to your heart and Dave's heart, something that happened last night, which is one phenomenal ball game, but we'll get into that. That was, man, I just can't just put the words into that. It kept you on your seat, I can tell you that. Liz Tillery Holland is on. Dave Holland Jr. is watching. And Jeff Riggins, my buddy from over there in Brantford area over there, McAlpin in that area, he's on. I got to talk to him. By the way, he makes some wonderful, I'll have to show you some pictures. And Jeff, of course, didn't get a hold of him, but he says I'll never call him. He makes these awesome fire pits. And they're like made out of a drum, and he cuts a little shape into it, and then you can put a top over it, and you can actually cook on this thing too.
Yeah.
It's a fire pit. I'll have Jeff send us some pictures of that and some of the things that he does, but ever since he left us, that's what he's doing, and he's doing a really good job at it. The last one he built for my boss really, really looked good. So, Jeff, if you can send us some pictures of that, we'll put it up, man, and we'll do some advertising for you. All right, let's get into the weather, Dave. I've got several people on, man, and I've got to get to what I was talking about with you about and about you about. I've got to get to that because I really want people to see what you do on the side. And you're just not doing this show, directing and producing this show. You're doing other things. You're trying to keep our commercials up, and you're trying to do this and that. But what everybody doesn't know is you're a hell of a dancer. And yeah, you're a hell of a dancer. And, nobody's really seen you in action. I've seen you do the Cupid Shuffle. I've seen you twerk a couple of times. I really didn't want to see that.
Oh, good.
But, you can do the wobble. You can do all that stuff. And I want to show some people what you choreographed for somebody. It was awesome.
Yeah, I kind of got my whole team involved with me.
Did you get the whole team involved with that?
Yeah.
Did you? Well, I'll tell you. Well, you had to come up with the moves, and you had to show them something, right?
Well, yeah.
And they're doing it for you. And actually, you was in front of that camera, what we're going to show, showing them the moves. We just wasn't able to get you in it. So, because, we had to show that. Right?
Right.
Okay. Why are you over there laughing, Dave? It is pretty daggone funny. But anyway, thanks you. Well, I have one for you. Oh, he says he has one for me. He has one. Maybe I can bring it in and we can show the heck out of it.
Heck yeah.
Man, yeah.
Videotape you probably grilling on it.
Yeah, we could. And maybe we can go over there and videotape Jeff Riggins making it.
Oh,
that would be awesome right there. Jeff, we need to talk about that.
Maybe we can raffle one off.
Maybe we can for a charity. Yes, we can. For the ARC of Bradford County. They need some money. Or for anything. Food bank.
On the spot with David Rodgers.
On the spot with David Rodgers. We could use some funding, could we, Dave?
We could.
We could, yeah. All right, I'm going to bring in Mr. Austin Stevens. Mr. Austin Stevens, welcome back, brother. It's been a month of Sundays since we've had you on. Let's talk about the weather. Let's talk a little bit about the tropics. And then let's talk about how you're going to get us some more regional weather for some of our viewers in Pascagoula, Mississippi, Tallahassee, Florida, Pensacola, Texas, and all that. But let's start with the local weather, old boy.
All right, so y'all know locally it was a little stormy last night. It was more like a blowout. Not like the Florida Gators did, but, Mother Nature was a blowout. She had a severe thunderstorm warning.
And that wasn't a blowout either.
And then the Florida Gators were over there like doing tug-of-war in Texas.
Yep.
Well, they say there's no love in Oklahoma, according to Luke Holmes, so at least there was no tornadoes. But, anyways, I'm going to stop with the puns, because I need to stop making the dad jokes. I've been MIA probably for, about 60 days, because, lots of weather service and then getting everything, trying to get things done before hurricane season. Speaking of hurricane season, David, had 17 storms, 9 hurricanes, 4 majors. How's that sound?
Don't sound good. Is any of them coming up to the state of Florida?
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Okay. Good.
It's a good time because next month there's a week where hurricane supplies will be tax-free. Austin Weather Service will be sharing that info on the Austin Weather Service page at facebook.com/Austin Weather Service. But I got good news. How does 53 in Lottie sound when you go to work tomorrow?
That would sound excellent.
How does a high of 75 tomorrow?
Woo! That sounds really pretty, Dave.
It sounds like someone needs to turn their AC off and open up windows.
Yes, it does.
All right.
I'll agree.
All right. How does tomorrow night sound at 55?
Doesn't sound bad.
Oh, what about you in Lake City? Hold up.
Okay, yeah, you can go to Lake City, sure.
How does a high of 76 sound?
That sounds really good.
How about down here in beautiful Stark, Florida, a high of 77 for Gordon?
Oh, man, that would be good. Dave, what do you think?
And then at night,
Yes.
52. Tonight, 52.
Tonight's 52.
And then tomorrow night, 55.
55.
Oh, if you ever want to go see the planes at the Keystone Heights Airport or
Yeah.
go visit Joni for the hot dogs at noon on Thursday, that was a high of 82 sound.
High of 82 is not bad. We can eat a hot dog at 82 degrees?
Yep.
Okay.
Probably
She
eat
chose
it at
chili?
You probably could eat it at 95 degrees.
I probably could because I love hot dogs. Does she got chili?
I don't know.
Does she got sauerkraut?
You might have to find out.
Does she got onions?
You might have to go. You'll have to go to the Keystone Heights
Dave,
Airport.
man, he ain't answered a question yet, man. I thought he knew about these hot dogs.
Oh, I don't know. I can't reveal anything.
Okay, all right, you can't reveal anything.
You have to
Let
go
me
there
go
and
check
get
my fridge and see if I got any hot dogs in there.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, you may have the condiments to put on them dogs. So what else you got,
We'll
Austin?
briefly reach the lower 80s, but then some rain, and not expecting thunderstorms, but some rain will sprinkle their way on in on Friday, which will lead to a cold front. David, how does a morning low when you go to church on Sunday sound of 47 in Lottie?
That's not horrible.
Lake
It's a
City.
little chiller.
How does 45 sound?
Ooh, sounds a little chilly.
Keystone
but-
Heights, how does a low of 48 sound, but then daytime highs in the mid to upper 70s under sunny
See,
skies?
that works. I like that.
Tallahassee, let's look at you.
Uh-huh.
44 this weekend, Sunday morning. Pascagoula, 45. If you're visiting the mountains up in Tennessee or in Georgia for whatever reason, you might see frost, mid 30s. Oh, Texas, Houston. You can enjoy the nice weather. It'll be about 50 this weekend.
Okay.
There's a cold front sweeping through the south. Enjoy it because Mother Nature will be eventually turning that oven on and it will be in the 90s again. But for the meantime, enjoy the beautiful weather of 70s and 80s across the deep south and southeast. No extreme severe weather as of now.
Okay.
But it is storm season. Don't be scared. Be prepared, as Ryan Hall y'all says. I had to do it. He's done more than I did. He's put 60 hours in this week.
Ooh, wee. All right.
Wow.
You said something, and maybe I missed it here because I was sitting there. Friday, you said something about some precipitation.
Yeah,
Are
there'll
we
be
going to get a little bit of rain? What are we
There'll
getting?
be a little bit of rain, just enough to probably wash some of the pollen off of vehicles, but it ain't gonna do much damage.
Okay.
For
So a beautiful weekend, really, overall.
Overall, it's gonna be beautiful and quiet, and
Yeah.
we kind of need that beautiful, quiet storm pattern because
Right.
our poor friends from northeast Texas up through Illinois and Ohio. David Holland's probably been following it, the flooding and all that in Kentucky.
Yeah.
23
Yeah.
people unfortunately have
Yeah.
passed away, and $9 billion worth of damage has occurred. And there was a tornado that had over 200 mile an hour wind velocity in Lake City, Arkansas. Not Lake City, Florida. Lake City, Arkansas. And it picked up a check, David, a bank check, and dropped it in Indiana.
Really?
That's over 200 miles.
Whoa.
Picked
Good
it up,
grief.
dropped it down in another county in Indiana. So when we have these tornadoes, you may think, okay, a tornado picks up stuff and throws it 20 miles. No. Tornadoes, depending on how strong they are, they can carry debris in the storm cloud for over 250 miles. Just like we saw about 3 weeks ago, the storm system
Yep.
that moved through Florida, it brought the Saharan dust, not even Saharan dust, it brought the dust from West Texas and Kansas and Oklahoma all the way across Florida.
So I wanted to ask you something because I read today, which you probably read too. I didn't get a chance to talk to you. These earthquakes that are going on.
Yeah, that was weird.
Several earthquakes in a row, and then of course you know the one that happened in Thailand was really massive. What, Austin, in your knowledge and knowing and you studying these weather patterns and things that happen within the earth, what is causing a significant now amount of earthquakes, and why are we seeing that right now?
The plates, they move. They're sitting on a bed of lava.
Right.
They're going to move. They're going to rub up against each other. And the
Right.
more friction that develops, the more pressure, then you get an earthquake at the surface.
Right.
Now, I'm not into geological surveys as much as I am into the weather field, but I do dabble into it because
I know you do. That's why I asked.
because people I mean, people are curious about some stuff, and it's just interesting how Mississippi had an earthquake a few weeks ago while there were storms.
Right.
That's what raised my eyebrows, because like, huh? Earthquake and a tornado at the same time? Tylerstown, Mississippi had a really rough time.
Yes, they did. And
Wow, I did.
that is, and he's right. And he was talking about those storms about 3 weeks ago that came across here like a rampant banshee.
I wanna say one thing. I saw, the Cajun Navy, right?
Yes.
So their fleet vehicles, because some a-hole thinks that whatever with the whole political spectrum going on, why do we have to resort to vandalizing vehicles? Especially if they got the literal labels on it for the United States Cajun Navy down in New Orleans, Louisiana. You got nothing better to do. These people put their blood, sweat, and tears.
Yes.
They don't even get paid to do it.
No. It's all volunteer, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, most of it's volunteer.
Right.
There's a crew of them that actually are ex-police force, ex-fire department, that have the,
they get like a stipend thing, right, or something that works like that. Don't they get?
But the beautiful part about these crews is they actually get free training on the books to qualify for emergency management and stuff like that.
Right.
And it's one of the things that that I was looking at, because I saw the U.S. Cajun Navy posted that when the whole thing was going on with Tylerstown, Mississippi, that someone heartless went through and keyed their vehicles.
Jesus. And
their vehicles just got painted, which
right.
it's awful. And then also I want to bring up, I don't know if you saw it, House Bill in Florida, HB 4777, weather manipulation in geoengineering. I'm going to tell you all one fun fact that I've talked to people in the Department of Defense. Anything over 150 feet from the ground is federal airspace.
Right.
So our Florida government, and no thing against anything with Ron DeSantis, but Kat Kamak, if you're watching, push this through Congress so we can get it federally done. The weather, if there's any weather engineering, I'm not saying there is, but if our military is doing anything, this is a hypothesis, if they are, be transparent about it. Stop hiding it, because I'm in support of HB 4777, which leads to transparency, and the citizens can question the government on that. But it's there. It doesn't say anything in the documentation about elevation. If a plane is doing it, hypothetically speaking,
right,
is doing it at 200 feet above David's house, he can't do nothing. He can call the state, he can do whatever, but it's non and void if hypothetically the federal government's doing it. That's.
Let me ask you this, and that's a great question to bring up, and then we'll move on. I want to ask you something. So military maneuvers.
Yep.
If Camp Blanding is doing military maneuvers, and I see an Apache helicopter go over my house at, let's say, 200 feet up above my house, what?
You can't do anything.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I mean, can I ask you something?
I think.
Why would I want to do anything? If they're doing military maneuvers to get themselves better, why would I want to say something?
Well,
I mean, that's our military, right?
Right.
So what are you talking about both? Are you talking about military and civilian? Or are you talking about just all airspace in general?
I'm talking about, here's where it gets gray,
that's
why I brought it up, because
yes,
we are going to eventually see this in the U.S. Supreme Court. It will be a fight in the court for Florida versus federal government eventually, as it keeps going with HB 56 and the other bill with the 4,777, that it will be a problem eventually. It's one of the things that I wanted to put out there, that hey, this is what Florida's doing while we're all distracted with the stock market and everything going on. Florida's trying to pass weather manipulation, geoengineering bills to have transparency. Now, I'm fine with the military training. I live south of Camp Blanding.
Yes, you do.
They do a lot of stuff.
Yes.
And technically, your airspace is literally within like 33 feet of your ground from the NWS.
Right.
But anything at the FAA level, whatever they put as a threshold, which typically is 100 feet if you're near a base, by the way.
Okay.
Which because I was looking to put a communication tower for some internet equipment. But I couldn't go above 100 feet without beacons and clearance from the United States military.
Right.
I had to actually have a clearance for it to do it.
Okay.
And actually get the okay from the U.S. generals.
Right.
And you know that living in Lottie.
Right. I'm right there. I'm right down the road from it as well.
You can't put a tower up 125 feet.
That's correct.
And without going through the proper
channels. Correct.
Change channels.
Channels, whatever. Yes.
I'm trying not to also get technical, like
I got you,
so people can follow along. But it's a gray area. The bill doesn't mention height. It does not mention at all. That's where people that are in support of this, that believe that the weather's being manipulated by either the United States military defense or whoever,
right.
Private company, whatever, with the jets and the contrails or whatever, condensation trails. I'm telling you now, this bill is going to just make more noise than it is going to be things unless our federal Congress passes something.
Okay. Sounds good.
Until Congress passes it, HB 4777, as of me looking at it, I see a slippery slope and it may not stand legal ground.
Okay.
The federal government, the state cannot overpower federal government, and technically the federal government should not be powering over the state, but when you start restricting airspace while there's military bases, that's a bad area, because there's in the United States Constitution there's a clause that the state cannot stop military defense.
Gotcha. Hey, at the end, thank you for that information, Austin. That was a great weather report. That was great information on that bill, by the way, and I have been looking at that. Toward the end of the show, I'd like for you to do me a favor, and I know you can do some research on this, and I know you already know it. You know, you were talking about these tornadoes that rip through the southeast and even up into the Midwest and toward the north. I would like for you to tell everybody what they should, we're about safety too, what they should do when a tornado happens to come through. Let's do that to the end of the show, not right now. Let's do that to the end of the show, what happens. And then I also want you to give a little bit about hurricane preparation, because that is coming as well. And then give the final weather report. Can you do that for me?
I can do it. The one thing I do want to point out, especially in Florida, when there is a tornado warning, you go to your safe place.
Let's get into that at the end. Because I want you to go all the way. I want you to tell us all what we all should do.
I know, but I just want to point out that It's not when a tornado touches down. It's when there's a warning issued by the NWS. Even if the warning just says circulation has been detected by radar, you should be in your safe area.
All right, let's get into that at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Let's get into that at the end of the show. All right, welcome in again On the Spot with David Rodgers. That was a great weather report. That was a great breakdown of that bill. And, of course, he gave you a little tidbit. He got a little ahead of me a little bit, but he got excited. So we're gonna talk about tornado warnings, tornado watches, what the difference is. Austin knows it. We'll talk a little bit about hurricane preparation, and he's going to give the weather report at the end. But I do want to welcome in our guest tonight. Jeff Riggins says, David, listen, he says, I will give you 2 of them, DR, if the money goes to the kids and help them out. Okay, we can do that, Jeff, but I am a member. I don't know if I told you. I don't know before you left us. I'm a member of the ARC board, the ARC of Bradford County. If anybody knows about the ARC, it's for the retarded citizens, and I hate to use that word because that's not a good word to use. It's people with intellectual disabilities is the word that I should have used, that's the good word right there.
That's a better one.
And that's a better one, but that's what ARC stands for, and that's not what I like to call it, because to me, I don't like when somebody gets called retarded or whatever. I really get, can I use the word, David, PO'd? I get really PO'd when somebody uses that word and tells that to somebody, and that's not the right words to use. So, Jeff, if we can take one of those, the ARC is always looking to do fundraisers and things like that. If I could take one of those tanks and use it for the ARC to get funds for the ARC of Bradford County, I would love you. And then as far as the children go, David, we can pick out something, some children's thing that we can do around here. Maybe we can ask around or whatever, and we can raffle off both of them. We'll send the money to whatever, and then we'll send the other one for the ARC. What are you thinking?
We can have one, have it lit up, and make s'mores.
Yes.
For the kids.
That's true. That is true. But I think he wants the monies too. We could do that. We could use it to do that. But I think what he wants to do is let's sell some tickets or whatever.
Yeah,
raffle it off, and then whatever money is collected goes to the Bradford Sheriff's Youth, whatever we choose to do. And then, of course, the other one we'll use for the Ark. Yeah. We can use for the Ark of Bradford County. Jeff, I really appreciate it. That would be awesome. We will take that, and we will put you all over this. And maybe me and David can take a ride over to McAlpin one day. We want to eat at Sisters over there in Bradford anyway. Talk about some good food. Yeah, me and you need to go. But maybe take Byron with us. We'll go over there. But we can go over there and we can shoot a little commercial type thing, and then we'll put it right here on the show where everybody can see it and advertise you as a business for sure.
Yeah, to help everybody understand how they work and what they do for you.
Yeah, Jeff can say
to build up that raffle.
To build up the raffle on those, yes. That would be awesome. I mean, Dave, it wouldn't take us very much to film him doing that, and 30 seconds worth? Of a minute? We get as much film, and then you can condense it, or you can cut it to whatever you want to cut it to.
Yeah, I'll do my thing.
Dave will do his thing. Speaking of doing Dave's thing, after I get this read here, let's see. Vincent Tucker. Do you remember Vincent? You know Tuck and Z and Tuck?
Yeah.
My boy Vincent. You know he's still down in Okeechobee, right?
Wow.
Yeah, man. We love Z and Tuck. Tuck and Z. Yeah, Z and Tuck is what I've known it as. Look here. Carmen never missed. There she is. What a beautiful lady she is. That's why Nicole's friend. I like her too, man. She was all over the show and helping Nicole out. We'll talk about that and some plans that we have for that. But anyway, I want to talk about Vincent Tucker a minute.
Yeah.
Z and Tuck, Tuck and Z, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
They had a great podcast going. Really did. And they were starting to get some followers. You know, we all helped each other. You know, we was on their show. They was on ours. And we'll have Vincent back one day if he wants to. We'll figure out, and we'll have Vincent on the show, talk about some of the different things he's in. But I don't know if you follow him. You remember Z Zamaya. Yeah. Have you seen some of the Facebook pictures of him?
I'm afraid I haven't.
Him and that beautiful bride of his, or soon-to-be bride.
Oh, he's getting married.
Yep, and I think that's, Vincent moved, and then, he got in, and then he got involved with this young lady, beautiful young lady, and I think they're going to try to get their show back together, but he's been busy with that. So Z and Tuck used to come on at 10 o'clock Thursdays our time, which was 7 their time.
Yeah.
And we've been on their show many a times. We've done different things with them. I've done different things with them. They've been on our show, and I really like that he's on. He said good evening to Austin as well. Said good evening to both of us. So say hello to Vincent Tucker there.
I hear there's also going to be a heat wave in the Southwest U.S. Mid-90s will reach Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Vince.
Say hello, Vince.
Hi, Vince. Hopefully you're enjoying Okeechobee.
Yes, he is.
Even though it's been humid compared to Arizona.
She said, Liz Tillery Holland said, my children live in Ohio. I talked to my son a few days ago. They went from tornado warnings, then 70-degree temps, then snow within a 5-day period. And I think that's what you were sort of trying to explain.
You know what that sounds like? Spring.
Yeah, well, there, probably. You're right. Jennifer Consuela Dodge is on. Thank you, Jennifer, for tuning in. Matt Peterson, you know Matt. Hey, Matt, what's going on with your brother? Yo, you going to be at the car show Saturday in Flora Home? No, not this Saturday, Vincent. We're going to be at one for Mitchell Gunter at the fairgrounds on this Saturday. The one on the 19th is the one in Flora Home. But yes, I will be there. That's the cats, taking care of the cats, the stray cats, the feral cats. That's the one that's going to be in Flora Home. Got a little information on that I'll talk about here in just a few minutes. And then we have a car show, the Ark, trying to raise funds on the 26th of April.
Yeah.
So a lot of things, a lot of car shows going on back to back to back. So I'm going to be busy 3 Saturdays in a row.
Yeah.
I'd like for you to come out there and do some filming, show what we do. Yeah, we'll get together. I'll give you the schedules on all those. But, yeah, definitely we will be out there. Let me see here. The Bradford Education Association would be a good one. Shirley Bagwell said for one of those tanks. It sure would. The Bradford County, and that's dealing with children and funding for different things. Absolutely, Shirley, I would think that's good. CC Marie is on. CC, hey, text me in on some of those. Okay, here we go. Yep. So she just said, but it's okay. My sister has been in a wheelchair all of her life, so I understand. So he understands about the art. So he doesn't have a problem with donating one of them and we raffling one off of the art.
Yeah.
And Jeff has told me about her. So, he tries to take care of her as best as he can, and he's doing a good job. That's for sure. CC Marie, this Saturday is Mitchell Gunner's official last car show as he pursues his passion for racing. That's exactly right. Last car show for Mitchell. And guess who's taking over? CC Marie.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to throw her under the bus. She's going to say it's me. CC can take all these, and she can run like the wind with them.
And that's a good person to actually run them.
Yeah, CC Marie, she knows cars. She knows everything. But, she's going to say, no, I need you, David. I got to have you, too.
She doesn't want it. She doesn't want to.
She doesn't want to do the voicing of that, and I get it. Yeah. But she's all right. So yes, and that's exactly right. And that's the 12th here at the fairgrounds. Mitchell Gunner. That's going to the Houston House, which is another fundraiser that we're doing. So all the proceeds from that car show that Mitchell's doing, that last one he's talking about, will be out there. CC will be out there. The regular constituents will be out there. But all those proceeds are going to the Houston House, which is a house for pregnant women that are trying to get back up on their feet with whatever happened. If it was whatever their issue may be, they give them a place to live. They go to work. They've got a place to stay. They keep their place clean, and just trying to get them back up on their feet. And I really think that's a great fundraiser and a great organization to give that to. So we'll be talking about that a little bit more, the Houston House, for Mitchell, what Mitchell's doing. Yes, that is, okay, Jeff Regan said, let's do it. He said, let's do it. Okay, we're good. CC Marie said, that's April the 19th. Yeah, the one in Florida home is on April the 19th. I think what happened with Matt, he got his dates a little crossed over. So, maybe, it's okay. Hey, we've got a car show every weekend, so just pick one.
That's it. Zoom.
Just pick one. So you can go to any car show. So yeah. Let me see. Hey, look at Karma never misses on with us. Say hello to Karma.
Hey, Karma.
Hey, Karma. Where's Nicole? Where's my buddy Nicole? Modern day's buddy Nicole at? We've been trying to get a hold. Nah, we're messing with you. We know how to get a hold of her.
Yeah.
She's busy. But hey, thanks for tuning in. Thank you. Tell all your friends about it. It's awesome. Vincent Tucker said, once it's back, it's now called Hot Topics Express. It was Hot Topics with Z and Tuck. Remember? Hot Topics, remember? And now it's going to be called Hot Topics Express. That'll be good. Yeah, they are married now. So congratulations to Z. I think I've hit a couple of the things that I've seen. Beautiful lady. Z's a good-looking dude. Hey, they're going to have beautiful kids, and they're very smart. Z's very smart. She's very smart. Vincent's smart. You're smart, Dave. I'm the only dummy on the dadgum show. Byron's smart. Austin's smart. You know what they call me? I'm just a do-boy. Do it, David. Just do it. Just do your thing. Do
it. Me being smart. Don't leak that out.
Okay, I got you. Howdy, everyone. Yep, still enjoying Okeechobee, he says. Jeff, let's, I know you, he says, I got to go. Hope to talk to you soon. Love you, brother. I love you. Call me anytime. Me and Dave will actually come over there and pick those up. You won't even have to deliver them. We'll come and get them. We'll do that little commercial thing that we talked about, and then we'll put it on the show. And then we can use that as one of our commercials or one of our advertising slogans. Yeah. And then we'll even feed it, how about this, to Mitchell for on-the-spot motorsports media. Yeah. We'll get it out there, man. When there's many people. Oh, that page is, did you see the new numbers? 19.6 and rising? 19,600 people are following on-the-spot motorsports media with Mitchell Gunner and Robert. That is awesome numbers.
I remember when he said, Dave, I got 200 people.
And we was like, awesome. But it was quick, though.
Yeah,
you remember? It was quick. It happened like, wow. And then That 200 multiplied to like 5,000. And I'm like, more than us now.
You want to know why? Because he found an audience, and then he supplied the quality and content for that audience.
Absolutely right. But there's one thing that you missed at that whole thing.
Oh.
People love cars.
That
People
too.
love motorsports.
That's it.
You know, honestly, if you're a motorsports enthusiast and you're sitting here, and I'm just being honest, sitting here me talking, they'd rather go to the motorsports page.
Yeah.
And they love motorsports. These cats that he's got crave motorsports. And that's okay. We like that. Because whatever he's doing, it has to filter through our page. And it comes on ours. So keep up the good work. Let me see here. Lisa Moody Tomlinson's on. Hey, Lisa. How's it going? Hello. She's on a Zoom call currently, but we love the show and all you do to support the community. Karma never said that. So that's awesome. So thank you so much. And speaking of the community, I do have one thing before we go to the community bulletin board, Dave.
Yeah.
And you guys, y'all know, please tell everybody to come on for this segment. If you watch no other segment besides this segment, you need to watch it. So, everybody said, how did Dave Holland get the Dancing Destroyer in? Well, it started off really as a joke. It was just to get, somebody laughing or whatever. I've got those names from the Rocky movie. The King of Sting, the Master of All Disaster, the Dancing Destroyer, the Count of Monte Fisco. So, as I was doing this, I loved the Dancing Destroyer. And what I didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, what you don't know about Mr. Dave Holland, Mr. Dave Holland is actually a great dancer. He's got dance moves that you wouldn't believe. He's done the Cupid Shuffle. He's done the wobble. He's twerked. God forbid, I don't even want to see that, but he's done it. But anyway, he can do all these dances, and he's a choreographer, by the way. And I want to show you a little bit of the work that Dave did. Have y'all ever heard of a team called the Savannah Bananas? Well, the Savannah Bananas are a team. They play like trick baseball and stuff. All these guys are good. But Dave, I want to show the people. You got to turn the right way to make sure.
I'm fine.
You're fine? Okay. So anyway, here we go. So I want to show you what Dave's all about. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, this is Dave Holland in the background choreographing this dance. Dave, hit it, baby. Look at that. Look at them moves, ladies and gentlemen. Look, Dave taught these guys all those moves. That is so awesome. Dave, I didn't know you had that in you, brother. Did you teach Mr. Hosley that move right there, and then he taught it to everybody else?
It was tough.
Don Hosley there, he's a good baseball player too, man. You know he's from the area. Hey, look, you taught him all those dance moves, didn't you?
I cannot confirm or deny.
Oh, geez, here we go. Shirley says she loved all the moves that you choreographed. She said, you know what she told me? She said, I could dance with that guy is what she told me before. She did. She told me that.
I'm ready, baby.
She said, hey, guys, I want to wish the love of my life happy birthday tomorrow. Yes, and I was going to get into that. Happy birthday Thursday to Dwight Allen and David Rodgers on Friday. Love you guys.
Wow.
So, yes, coincidentally, have you ever, either one of you guys, and I know, Byron, we talked about this, me and you really met on accident. Have you, I know y'all believe in
Coincidence?
no, I don't want to say coincidence, that it's meant to be.
Oh, yeah, that.
That it's meant to be. Coincidence could be a word used there, but meant to be where you meet somebody because you're supposed to.
Yeah.
You know, whatever they do in your life. I don't know right now. We've known each other 30 years, haven't we? At least, right? At least 30 years. I don't know if you've done, you meet somebody and you get with somebody because it's meant to be. I feel that way. I feel that God leads us to those people for whatever reason. It may be for a second. It may be for 2 minutes. It may be for a week. It may be for 30 years. And there is a reason why we're all together. Why I met you. Why I met Byron. Why I met Miss Shirley. Why I met whoever we've met. I think that was for a reason. And a godly reason. I think God puts people with who they need to be with. Because you never know what's going to come in life that's going to hit you that certain person can help you with. Or just be in there for you. I don't know if mine and yours has happened yet. It could be this show. Maybe it's this show. We don't know. Will we ever know? I don't know. We may not. Why I met Byron. Why you met Byron. Why we met Austin. Yeah. Why we met Mitchell. It's such a fascinating thing.
Yes.
And that you can't explain. It's a phenomena that is just... What am I trying to say, Dave? It's just so surreal, I guess is the word. And, people get put with people, like I said, I believe that for a reason. And when I met Byron and Dwight, I didn't know their birthdays was April the 9th and April the 10th. How coincidental, as Austin used the word.
That's a good way to put that.
Yeah, it is, sort of. But what's the reality, or that all three of us are 10 years apart. Those two grew up together. I'm 10 years apart from them. I ain't gonna lie, I'll be transparent. I'll be 63 on Friday. Some people say, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And I'll tell you what I did today and what those ladies said at the optometry place today. And that made me feel really good. And Byron and Dwight will be 53. But what's the coincidental that we're 10 years apart and that our birthdays are right behind each other, and that we're all buddies and brothers, as we call it. We call it brothers. It's a brotherhood.
What is the coincidental moment that we all connect, create this show, and I'm in a room with three guys born in April?
And yes, and you're right. But how about behind each other? How about this even more? Mitchell Gunner's birthday is the 21st.
Yep.
Shelly Rogers is the 29th.
Which is the same birthday as my sister.
You see how this all snakes and comes to fruition? It fascinates me. That is one of the studies that we will never know. Louise.
And then mine's on the 23rd.
You're April baby too?
I'm a Taurus. Mitchell's a Taurus.
Yep, Shelley's a Taurus.
Shelley's a Taurus?
Yep.
And then
I'm an Aries. Me, Dwight, and Byron are Aries.
I'll just tell you this: the two zodiac signs you do not want to make mad are those two signs, or you're going to really have a bad day.
Yeah, you're right. Well, you were counting something, Dave, and I was watching you. It was fascinating to me.
I think August. All you guys were conceived.
That is correct.
Yeah. So August was summertime.
Yes.
It's the end of summer.
What was your mom and dad doing?
Well, I'd like to ask them that question. God rest my mom's soul, she's up there making. God rest her soul, she's up there. Now, Shirley can answer for Byron. And Dwight, I don't even know if he's on right now. But let's see if Dwight can answer for his mom and dad. I cannot answer for Mom. What was going on in August? Maybe she can send me a son.
Yeah, well, they all were young. You'd think they were having a great time.
Maybe they. You know what? Maybe they were all at Woodstock together.
Woodstock.
That's where it started. But the problem is, I was already born.
69.
I was born in 62, so I'd already been 7. Oh. These two wasn't conceived yet. So we really can't bring that there.
No.
What else can we bring? What happened in the 70s? Just.
Oh, wow. A lot happened in the 70s.
Like 72?
70?
You know what? I know, I got it. My mom and dad was probably at Woodstock, but they couldn't have been because I was already born. Maybe they were at Woodstock and they met Shirley and Donnie, and they met Dwight's parents, and they talked about it. And then in '72, Shirley and Donnie and and Dwight and his mom and dad, maybe they were on American Bandstand together. Yeah. Maybe they were on American Bandstand together. And then after that, hey, maybe they went to Soul Train.
Maybe
they were on the dates.
You think they probably met on the dating game?
Well, they could have. Can we call Jim? And they probably did. Oh, and here's even more coincidence. So here we go. So we've started this, right? So I love it. This is great. Great conversation. So Shirley Bagwell goes, oh my, that means 3 cakes. Shirley, we talked about that on Sunday. That's true. Shirley said she loved the moves and she would want to dance with this guy. And you too. Oh, so you're the one, Dave Holland, who came up with the Super Bowl shuffle. Oh, and Vincent Tucker. Oh my goodness. Oh boy.
I broke my leg on that one.
You broke your leg on that, didn't you? Hey, the Chicago Bears, hey, they all just jumped on you, didn't they? Good night. Oh my goodness. Jonathan Davis is watching. Thank you. Vincent says my daughter's is April the 4th, and her daughter is on April the 3rd.
Oh, God.
Just had birthdays.
Oh, Jesus, God rest. That's
A lot of April babies. That's where a lot of April.
My dad was born on in June.
Yep.
22nd.
Right. Hey, Austin Stevens is watching.
Yeah.
Shirley says I call God ordained. Yeah. No, I agree. Okay, go ahead and say it, Dave and Austin. 1, 2, 3. Byron's on. What does he say?
Good evening,
Yeah.
infidels and miscreants.
Brothers, sisters, patriots, infidels,
and
miscreants. That's right. Byron Bagwell says, that's triple trouble.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Hey, would that be like a triple-double? A triple-double. There you go. Now it would have been crazy, really crazy if all you April guys were born in the same hospital.
Oh, Jesus, no!
That came from Vincent. Here's the funny thing. Listen to this. Shirley Bagwell. Donnie's birthday is August the 9th. Okay. So you were saying about maybe it was a little birthday thing there, Shirley.
Huh.
Maybe it was a little birthday surprise for Donnie. I'm just saying. Just saying here. Let's see what she comes back and says.
Oh, boy.
So here's really coincident. Dwight and I were born in the same hospital.
What?
How coincident? That's what he just said.
Dwight
And him were born in the same hospital.
Mitchell.
1 day apart. No, Dwight and Byron.
That is crazy.
Dwight Allen and Byron was born April 9th, April 10th in the same hospital. Byron is 1 day older than Dwight.
Wow.
And I am
That is
10 years older than them, and I'm not even from here. That's what I was saying. We were talking about transplants, right? A little bit.
Yeah.
You know, you're not originally from here.
Nope.
You're originally from Ohio.
Yep.
You came down here. You were in the Navy. You came down here. You started your business. You've been here ever since. I grew up in Pascagoula, Mississippi.
Yep.
And I didn't go, I didn't know about this area until I got into the service. And got stationed in Jacksonville. And then that's where I met, my first wife, Mary, which I don't know if too many people know that. And then, we got divorced, and then I met Shelley. And, we've been in this area ever since. And what me and you've talked before, and I've talked with Shirley and several of the others, and even Gordon. Gordon said it when he's been on our show. It feels like you've lived here all your life.
Yeah.
You ought to hear some of the crazy stories, and I think you've heard some of them, that Byron and Dwight has told me of their childhood. And when they tell me, because I've been here so long, Dave, it feels like I was a part of it. It feels like I know every little thing. Because they told me the areas. They told me the different things. Byron, I'm not trying to get you in trouble. Or Dwight, I'm not trying to get you in trouble. I won't say what you said. But anyway, it feels like I was there with them. Done it to you with some of these people. This place sucks you in a little bit. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to retire right here. I told Shirley, you're probably going to, unless something just miraculously happens, that God intervenes, as Shirley said, and something happens for me, I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here.
This is home.
This is home. We bought our homes here. We've got, unless, like I said, something intervenes.
Yeah.
But
I have lived in Stark, Florida, longer than I have lived anywhere else, including my own hometown.
That's crazy.
I left when I was 17.
okay, I can attest to that.
Joined the Navy.
Okay, yes.
Came back. I was there maybe a year or so. Moved to Fort Pierce.
Yep.
15 years there, and then Stark.
So you've been
38
gone.
years.
Yeah, you've lived here or somewhere in this area more than you've lived in your own hometown.
I lived here.
Me too. Same thing with me. Same thing with me.
I lived here long enough to where people that I know,
Yep.
and they start talking about their history in Stark growing up, add me into that conversation,
Yes.
thinking I was here already.
Well, about
Go ahead, Austin.
about a month ago, Dave Hahn, I don't know if your ears were burning, but I was talking to you about talking about you to the AC company, Craig Foster Heating and Air, down the street at my house.
He said he knew me, right? And he's worked on my air condition before.
Well, one of the AC guys actually know Dave Holland for a very long time.
And Dave, that's what I'm saying.
I got customers or see people at the grocery store. Hi, Mr. Dave. And I have cut their hair when they were just little kids. And now I'm cutting their hair and their little kids' hair.
See, and that's where this all comes into play. What I was saying about everybody meets for a reason,
Yep.
and like you were saying, and when Austin added that, I've been in conversations with Dwight and Byron, and many others, and they go, "Do you remember this?" And I'm like, well, my memory stopped. But I said, no, not really. And they started talking, and then somebody would intervene and go, David wasn't even here. I thought he was. Have you had that?
Yeah.
I thought he was.
That's what I'm saying.
Because we've been here so long.
Yeah.
The community has embraced us.
Yeah.
Everybody here, we all know each other.
Yeah.
We should love each other.
Mm-hmm.
We should. And I think for the most part we do. If it was really down to the nitty-gritty, we would take up for each other. There's no doubt about it.
I ain't never had a bad moment
Right.
since I've been here.
Yeah. I mean, you talking about with anybody on there, or just period?
Just period.
Yeah, I mean, there's been times where there's been some turmoil, I guess. There would be some things, but...
Never been attacked, never
Oh,
been
okay,
accused,
to that effect. Okay,
never
yeah.
been robbed.
Yep. I got you.
You know, always been greeted.
Yep.
Like I tell people that don't live here, I told them, I said, I know people because me and a friend that lives over on the West Coast, we were talking about, property and how it, sometimes some properties show their fingerprints of China's banks owning land. And I said, my house, prior to me owning it and prior to my dad owning it, it went through another person's hands when they put the house on the land. And then prior to that, it was all owned by, and the Keystone Heights residents, especially near Lake Geneva, will know this, the Bakers. I got in contact with the Bakers over the last 2 or 3 months, especially since Hurricane Helene. Me and one of the Bakers have started talking about the history of the land where I live.
So, I want to greet everybody again here. Shirley said, just had to throw that in. It's not even a full day apart, Byron said. Oh, by the way, do you remember the coincidence with me and Vincent? You remember me telling you?
Tell me again.
He was born. I mean, he's from Pascagoula, Mississippi too.
Okay.
We're 8 years apart.
Oh,
So I graduated in 1980 and left and went to the service. Vincent graduated in 1988, the year that we won the state championship. And do you know who our quarterback was? Shane Matthews, that quarterback at the University of Florida.
oh, wow.
Vincent knew him.
crazy.
Vincent knew him. Vincent knows him. I know him now because but I knew him when he was a little tyke, because when I was playing football, his daddy was my coach, my defensive back coach, and Matthews was 10 years old, maybe 11, maybe, and would come to practice. We'd kick him and square in the pants and stuff like that. No, I wouldn't do that now.
Talk about a spider web.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. So yeah, me and Vincent has a common deal there. Byron Bagwell goes, easy, Dave, easy. Yeah, I wouldn't tell all the trade secrets, Byron. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, it's just
Mitchell Gunner's on. By the way, get ready to close the show down here in just a couple of minutes. So Mitchell Gunner does a podcast, which is part of ours, called On the Spot Motorsports Media.
Yes.
A very good show. If you're a car enthusiast, if you're a race enthusiast, if you like anything on 4 wheels, if you like anything on 3 wheels, a trike, the Jeep and pedal, anything. If you like a unicycle, he brings up unicycles. Did you know that?
I did.
When he talks about the circus, but he does bring up unicycles.
Okay.
Yeah, he brings up unicycles. Anyway, Mitchell comes on Thursday nights most of the time. He has done a couple of Tuesday shows, but that's On the Spot Motorsports Media. Check it out. Do the same thing you do on our page. Go hit the like button, subscribe, and then anytime Mitchell comes on Thursday nights, bing, bing, and then he's probably got a guest on.
Yeah.
Does it from his house. Got a large viewing audience, 19,600 people following. A great page. And if you want to know motorsports and if you want to keep up with the succession of everything that's going on, check out that page. Mitchell's all over it, and we thank him for what he does.
Yeah, he's got a full page of information
Yeah.
about parts, drivers, cars, times, dates.
Yes. Everything. You're right. Even his commercials is talking about some kind of car parts or whatever. He's advertising. So, Mitchell, keep up the good work. Mention us on your podcast as well, On the Spot with David Rodgers, every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. All right. Shirley says, when you suffer a great loss, you really appreciate our community family.
that's true.
And that is very true, and I can't think of anyone else that needed to come from besides her.
Absolutely. God bless her.
God bless her heart. Been
I
just a little over a year now.
We love you, Shirley.
Yeah, we do, and
I miss you.
yeah, yes, and it's tough. It's tough, and I'm not going to sit here and get mushy because I want to keep moving on. But it's tough, and I know what she's going through. You know, we all know, and it's a tough
I
thing.
can only imagine.
Yeah, it's I don't know it personally,
Right.
but I see it through her eyes.
Yeah.
I see it through her daily activities.
I
through
still-
Byron stuff. You know what I'm saying?
How long were they married?
50-something years. Shirley, give me the exact.
Something years.
Give me the exact number. I think 53. I may be wrong on that. Maybe she'll give me the right
I
number.
remember when
Austin wasn't even conceived.
No, he was not.
I remember that day when you announced it on the show. I was literally just west of Renee. I was literally just.
Yes, you
passing
were.
over.
You were coming home, right, or
I was
going?
literally coming home.
Yes, you were.
We were red-eyeing the whole way home because of a severe weather event that was going to happen. Thank God. I want everyone to know this because my dad passed away 3 years ago. It was on April 1st.
Yeah, it hurts. You still don't.
It will always forever hurt. The
Yeah.
best advice I can give as someone that is mentally strong is to keep their memory alive. You know?
Yep, and we've said that too. Exactly. I'll agree with that, Austin. Great, well said.
But what I was saying is last year when we went to go see the solar eclipse in Texas, we were supposed to come home that Thursday, middle of the day. We were supposed to leave Texas at like 6 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. If I did not pull that trigger and leave at 3 p.m. on that Tuesday we left. If I didn't leave on that Wednesday that I was supposed to leave and come back with me and Mom, we would have got stuck in the middle of Baton Rouge, Louisiana that morning on that 21-mile drawbridge with tornadoes. Something told me that we need to leave Houston at 3 p.m. on that Tuesday, and then when I was sitting on the highway, Interstate 10, David comes over and says the news about Shirley's husband passing away, and I went, my jaw hit the floor.
So, this is God intervening again. But, his daddy, talking about Shane Matthews' daddy, was Vincent's driver's ed coach, driver's ed teacher, and he also coached football. Good evening, Mitchell. We gained 200 followers today in 6 hours. Yes, they did. Did you see that number?
That's crazy.
200 followers in 6 hours. That's the content. That's the part of the page that people are really interested in. Nothing wrong with that. Tom Bailey from Alabama is watching. You know Tom Bailey? Alabama.
I was a little concerned
Regina
about Tom Bailey.
Buchalter is watching. Shirley says, I love you guys too. Byron said 57 years. Shirley said 57, almost 58 years.
That was
Crazy amount of years.
That's
Love of your life? Of course. No other. No other.
Another 3 years, it'd be 60 years.
Yeah, 60 years.
That's about 5.
That-
my mom's 5 years
That's
older.
phenomenal. Who does that?
She must have been a teenager.
You know what she needs? Oh, well, close. You know what she needs to do? She needs to go show some of these Hollywood actors and actresses how a marriage should really be.
Good luck.
Oh, yeah. They got they divorced, they marry one week and divorce the other. And we sit there and we idol these people and we adore these people.
She
Really?
She needs to write a book.
Really? We adore these guys that doing that? You're letting your children watch that? And, your favorite actor or actress is cheating on his wife with so-and-so? What kind of role model is that? Even the sports people nowadays, both men and women, they're getting just as horrible, just as bad.
Yep.
I mean, this one's got a girlfriend this week, and he's got another girlfriend the next week, or he's married, and he's getting a divorce, and now we're going to go back to the wife. It's just a lot of bull crap is what's going on.
You know what's funny, David?
What's that?
A year ago today, I was in the middle of Kingman, Texas, situated between San Antonio, Austin, and Dallas, watching the solar eclipse.
Yep.
I was coming back to Houston that day, avoiding guerrilla hail.
Hey, Byron, I would love official report. Is Robert McGee on? I didn't even see him. Did I miss him? Hey, I would love a fishing report, or is that for you personally? Yeah, that's probably for him personally. How about a fishing report? For me.
I mean, the coastal waters are going to be nice and smooth.
Sylvia Underhill's watching.
Friday.
Mitchell says they're getting close to hitting 2,000 followers. It's awesome. I'm going to, Dave, I'm going to go over just a couple of quick things, okay? As far as on the community bulletin board, and then we'll wrap up the show. I did want to get into some political stuff, but this has been so good. It's 8:15 right now. Do you know we've been on the air an hour and 22 minutes? That's awesome. And we really haven't gotten past the point where I really wanted to be. This has just been a sort of a fun show. We got birthdays this week. Sort of been, and I really wanted to get into some political stuff. But I do want to go and say what's going on in Bradford County Community Bulletin Board, the Info Hub. Sheriff Gordon Smith has put out that they're going to have an Operation Blue. That's in April, all of April 2025. If you don't know what Operation Blue's about, it's about sexual assault awareness, and it is Sexual Assault Awareness Month all over the country. So they're going to be doing that. If you're a survivor, if you're an advocate, your loved ones, they're going to have little things going on within the community where you can come and speak. So definitely they care. So you can check that out. Bradford Elementary School, their next buy one, get one free spring book fair. David, do you like books?
Yes.
Do you? I do too. Information on setting up an e-wallet for your child will be coming home, or you can go to the below link to get a head start. Students will shop during the Library Resource Day. Thank you to the Bradford Education Foundation, which Shirley mentioned, as they'll be providing gift certificates for every student to shop at this fair. So, Scholastic Book Fair next week. So, Shirley Bagwell liked it, and there's a link right there on the Bradford County Info Hub page that you can go to and check that out. The Bradford Elementary School is hiring. Join their team for the 25-26 school year and find out why it's what. What does Gordon Smith always say? Why it's better in Bradford. And that's their hashtag. Bradford Elementary School, they're hiring. They want you to join their 2025-2026 instructional team. They're looking for a teacher, primary grades K through second grade, a teacher for upper grades third through sixth, both math and ELA. They're looking for an art teacher. They're looking for a self-contained ESE self-contained teacher and an ESE inclusion teacher. You can apply by scanning their Scan Me code right there, and you can submit your resume along with your application. Or you can call 904-966-6060, and there's several names that you can get a hold of there to apply if you're interested in becoming a teacher at Bradford Elementary School. Another Bradford Elementary School thing here, Dave. For any of our sixth graders interested in trying out for BMS Cheer, BMS sideline and competition cheerleading tryouts, Dave, you must join them for a mandatory parent meeting on my birthday on April the 11th. That's Friday, BMS Library at 6:30 p.m. It's $25 to try out for, and that fee is due on GoFan on April the 14th. Tryouts at the BHS Gym, Dave. You going to do some of their dance choreography, by the way, Dave, on that?
Oh, God.
I hope so.
You hope so. You hope they call you. On the 14th through the 16th, 3:45 to 5:30, and then on the 17th at 5 p.m., all cheerleading practices and tryouts are closed to parents, Dave, but you may get a special invite since they see what you did for the Savannah Bananas. You may get an invite over there to give some choreography lessons. How about this, Dave? How about this? The Florida Twin Theater, Angel Studios, the King of Kings, starts Friday night at the Florida Twin Theater. Returning again is the amazingly popular Minecraft. You know Minecraft?
Is that a dish?
Well, it sort of is. You know what it's made with?
No.
I don't either. Thursday, Snow White, 6:30, Minecraft at 6:30. Friday, the King of Kings at 7, Minecraft at 7. The King of Kings, 1, 4, and 7 p.m. Minecraft, 1, 4, and 7. Sunday, the King of Kings, same time, and Minecraft, the same time. So, look, if you want, go to the movies here.
Sunday.
Cheap.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's great.
look,
Or you can go to
a family of 4, Austin, this is no joke, family of 4. You can get into the movies, you can buy popcorn, you can buy 4 drinks, you can buy candy, and you'll spend less than $50.
Yep.
Can't go anywhere today with that.
No freaking way.
But that's one person.
That's one person.
With maybe popcorn and a drink.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, guess what?
$49.98. For what? Yeah, you'll get under $50, all right. Here we
So you can go watch the movies at 4 p.m. on a Friday because it may be raining.
It may be. Career Fair. How about this at Bradford County High School? It looks like when Thursday, April the 24th from 4 to 6 p.m. Where is it going to be at? Bradford High School Gym. 581 North Temple Avenue in Stark, Florida. Hiring K through 12 teaching positions. Again, food service workers, bus drivers, substitutes. David, somebody told me not only are you choreographing dances for the cheer team,
Oh, God, here we go.
both all of it and everything, somebody told me that you were actually going to substitute at the high school and that you were going to be a bus driver. How are you going to swing all 3 of these things?
It's going to be very difficult, but I think I can pull it off.
Okay, you can do it.
I think so.
Okay, you can do it. Okay. All right. And that's just a couple of... Oh, wait a minute here. Make plans to join us at the Bradford Fairgrounds for the start of a great Sounds on the Grounds concert series on April 24th and the return of the Bradford Touch-A-Truck on May the 10th. The best part is this is only beginning as they get ready for the Star Spangled Splash Bash, July the 4th and the 5th, and the Wani Junction Railroad Festival in October. Who heads that up?
Michael Heater.
Michael Heater and the Fantastic Fire Brigade.
Yep.
Michael said you ought to get involved in more stuff like that. You know what I told Michael? I'm glad you're much younger than me, man. I'm just going to go ahead and... Oh, thank you so much. You mean I get change back just like McDonald's? McDonald's don't give you any change, so I know that's a big lie. But anyway, hey, look. he's getting involved, and I'm glad. Somebody needs to step up in the community. He's trying his best. He's doing a good job. And we're going to have him on the show. I want him to talk about all these events that are coming up. I told him we would. I just need to get when he can join us on a Tuesday. But those are the things that are coming up. So join us for 2 free events coming to your Bradford Fairgrounds in April and May. That's a free concert and the Touch a Truck series coming up. And it's all over Facebook and everything else. So I am going to leave that right there. Let me see what I was just watching here. Let me see here. Robert McGee. Dwight Allen, what's going on, brother? Byron, yes. You mean for us or for just you? He said no, for everyone. Well, where is he? We need a fishing report. Good evening, fellow Patriots. Dwight Allen, good evening, brother. By the way, happy birthday, B, tomorrow. Happy birthday to Dwight on Thursday. And happy birthday to me on Friday. Wow, good grief.
At least your
So, okay. Dave, I'm so excited, man. I know we need to close the show. So today, I didn't go to work. Imagine that. Imagine that. And I usually try not to miss work. But anyway, so I went to the optometrist at the VA. You've been over there, Dave. Mm-hmm. Very nice office, very friendly. Walk in there, get there about 9. What time did I talk to you this morning, Dave? About 9:05, 9:10, something like that. Then I went in, got checked in. Everybody was wonderful, man. The ladies at the front, my 3 doctors that I really had were so awesome. And they go, hey, you're about to have a birthday. And I was like, yes, Friday. And the one lady, pretty girl, she was, she's there trying to finish up her schooling, but she's an older girl. She says, 63? She says, really? I said, no. I said, reverse those numbers. She said, I'll be 36 on Friday. So if you want to, give a shout out, it's 36. She starts laughing. She goes, well, you don't look a day over, I think she said 52 or 53. And I was like, man, I love you. And, it's great to hear that sometimes, Dave. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you're still young at heart a little bit.
Absolutely.
And, so I did go over there and do that. And like I said, they were very friendly, very nice. I don't know who is blowing up my phone here. I think that's Mitchell and his crew. Mitchell must have posted something, and now my phone's blowing up. But anyway, that's okay that it's blowing up because that means we're doing something right. But had a great day today, and then I went and picked up the tag machine, and then me and you went, Nate, Dave.
Yeah.
So that was a good thing. Let's see here. I want to get through the comments. Lisa said happy birthday to Dwight on Thursday. Lisa Moody, thank you. Pray for those in Fredericksburg. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Fredericksburg, Virginia. I heard about that, right? Yeah, there was a mass shooting again, and 7 people shot. I don't know if they're all dead or if they're just hurt or whatever. I'm just hoping that they're wounded and they're going to be able to get back to their yeah. Car show this weekend at the Bradford County Fairgrounds. This will be the last one I will be hosting. Just getting too busy with the OTSMM page and family, which we've discussed, Mitchell, and we told everybody that. So, yes. Yes, the Bradford High School football schedule's out. I'll go over that really quick. Terry Wilkerson Anderson is watching. Thank you. It is $20 per car. We got door prizes, music by Boogie Nights DJ Service. That's me. T's Barbecue food trucks will be on site, and a total of 22 trophies will be given out. D.A. Dennis Cruz, thank you for joining in. Terry Anderson said, I will have 30 years at the City of Stark Friday. Congratulations. Wow, that's a great accomplishment. Hey, anytime that you can stay a place now, even more than 10 years, you've got tenure. And for somebody to stay in a place 20, 25, 30, 40, 45, 50 years, that's a heck of an accomplishment. I did say hell, didn't I? Yes. Okay. Yes, I did. Congratulations to you. I know of right now 3 in the mass shooting are deceased, so 3 of the 7 are definitely dead. So that's horrible news. You're hearing this more prevalent all the time. Just pray for our country. Pray that people's going to do the right thing. We know they're always not. There's always going to be some kind of turmoil. That's what everybody wants, especially our mainstream medias, our social medias. you know, well, bad stories override the good stories. And we need to start making the good stories and the good things override the bad things. And it starts with you, you guys, for sure. I do want to go over, Dave, you almost let me forget.
Oh.
I want to congratulate the UConn Lady Huskies women's basketball team.
Oh, yeah.
As they won the Division I basketball championship 82-59 over the South Carolina Lady Gamecocks. The South Carolina Lady Gamecocks were the number 1 seed. They weren't the overall number 1 seed. But UConn was a number 2 seed. 3 number 1 seeds made it to the Final Four, and UConn beat everybody that they played by an average of 36 points.
That's crazy.
What?
They beat everybody they played, to include South Carolina, because they beat them 82. It was an average of 36 points the whole tournament. Those girls are awesome. Paige Beckers, she was wonderful. Sarah Strong, AZ Fudd. Nothing like a Coke Zero. But anyway, thank you, Cheryl. That is very cold, by the way. Thank you. So, congratulations to them. I've got a trivia question. For everybody out there that's still on. What coach and what team has the most NCAA Division I national championships in basketball? Great question.
It's definitely not Houston.
Nope. Definitely not.
The Gators?
Nope. The Gators have 3.
No.
Well, they won last night, didn't
They did. We're going to talk about that.
First.
Byron says UCLA. Nope. With 12. Nobody's even close.
Indiana?
You're getting close. All right, I'll give it to you. It's Gino Ariamo and the UConn Lady Huskies. They have 12 national championships. Since 1995, they've won 12 national and played for more than that. That is a basketball program for the ladies. And South Carolina's trying to get there and some others, but UConn is.
That must be a heck of a coach.
He is a heck of a coach.
Those players aren't on the team all the time. They come and go.
Yeah, well, they do. Danny Griffiths has 43 years as a city of start this month.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Very good, Danny.
Give it to you. But yeah, so isn't that crazy? Boy, I watched this game too. Boy, did we, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it, Dave. Boy, did we have a hell of a game last night?
Yes, sir.
That was one of the best ball games.
I couldn't get out of my seat.
I couldn't either. I couldn't move. I needed to go use the restroom, and I didn't want to. I almost wanted to pee my pants. I was like, man, I had to go to a commercial break before I go take a leak.
I'm sitting there talking like, okay, Gators, just get one, and then Houston gets one.
Byron, you're right on the men's side, correct. Yeah, UCLA is on the men's side. But anyway,
yeah,
it just kept you on the edge of your seat.
Gators were down what, 12?
12 with a little over
half.
Yeah, well, even with about 6 minutes left, they were still down.
Yeah,
and they finally cut the lead. And then Houston had 4 turnovers right there within the last couple of minutes that really cost them that ball game. And they still had a chance to win it. I'm thinking,
yep.
Emmanuel Sharp is fixing to hit that 3-point shot.
Oh, God.
He went up and he had to let the ball loose. And if he'd have touched it, it's traveling. So he did a good job blocking out Clayton from getting the ball. But none of his teammates went and come and got it. And that's when Condon grabbed the ball, jumped on it.
Yep.
Remember? Yep. And then he threw it back to Clayton. And then, of course, the clock ran out. But he didn't have no shot. Clayton was all in his face. Yep. I mean, he was contested. If he'd have shot that, it probably would have been blocked. Even if it wasn't blocked, I don't think it would have made it. But I was sitting there worried, and I'm like, oh, boy, here we go.
Yeah,
the Gators are fixing to get their heart broke right here.
Right here.
Right here, right now.
Oh, God, don't get a point. Don't get a point.
Oh, man. Both those teams. Remember what I told you this morning? I said neither one of those teams should have lost that ball game. You have to have a loser.
I agree with that.
Both of those
both
teams
played really good.
Oh, my God. It was.
Except Florida had an awesome defense.
Yes, they did. But Houston did as well to keep that score down. But I think when they needed it, Florida played defense. And they won that game 65-63. But I thought they was going to lose it 66-65. I'm like, that boy's going to hit that three-pointer. I'm texting Shirley and Byron. You had hit me on the phone, and it was just going crazy. And I'm like, oh, my God, Shirley's fixing to send me a sad face. You know, like I just got my heart, or the broken heart thing. And I'm like, my gosh, man, the Gators could not have played that any better. And what I wanted to tell you, I was over in Gainesville today. My gosh, that place was going nuts.
I bet.
They had all their Gator shirts on, Gator shorts. They was flying banners everywhere. Oh, man, it was all because I came back down Archer Road, right there by everything.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, man. And then, of course, I went down 13th, right there by the campus. Oh, they were all out there doing all that, man. And I'm like,
I wanted to drive there last night.
Did you?
I felt like, man,
I know you did. If you was a Gator fan, you probably really did want to do that. But I heard they partied until the edge of dawn.
All night.
They're probably still partying.
I heard they partied so bad that someone fell from a traffic light.
So.
Not kidding. It's a real story.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. But anyway, so let me see. On the men's side, yep. Lisa said it's great to be a Florida Gator. I don't know because I'm not a Florida Gator. But I was rooting for them last night. Shirley said, what about their Gators? Well, they won a national championship. Yeah. Byron says, laughing, lots of laughs. Damn, man, too much. That was an amazing game, nail-biting. It was. It was, man. I told you I couldn't leave the bathroom. I had to wait for, and then the commercials wasn't. You know how they last forever? Because they had a 30-second timeout, right? So it's like, wait a minute. I had to sit back up and come back out.
Get back to the game.
I had to get back to the game. I was like, man, I'm hurting, man. I gotta. But finally, oh goodness. Byron says, barf. And Lisa says, you're just jealous, honey. UH reminded me of the Pistons from the 80s. They did. I will say that, Byron. I agree, they did. Just the way that they played, the way they, were physical. They were great on defense. Honestly, I sold it to you. Florida made one more play than they did. That was it.
That's it.
Florida made one more play in that game that they did. And that was the difference in that ball game. Because there was a chance there for them either to tie it or to win it. Yep. And it didn't happen. And so Florida made one more play than they did. And it was a defensive play. And it was a heck of a stop. Let's see. Yeah, they were jumping off stoplights. Yeah! Good night, everyone. God bless America. And Dwight Allen says, go Gators. Hey, I bet you Shirley and Lisa and Dwight and y'all all got, are you a Florida Gator fan? Are y'all Gator fans? Y'all are probably going to get national basketball championship shirts, sporting them all up. And I have to sit there and watch that. I have to sit there and watch that. But congratulations, no, seriously, it was
Only if the football team was as good.
Shirley said she wanted to party after the game. Yeah. She probably should have drove to Gainesville and hung out with them.
Oh, man, I could have come over and got
y'all could have went. Y'all could have just went over there.
Come on, Shirley, we're going to Gainesville.
Even Lisa said me too. You would have to take all three of them. Me and Byron over there sulking. Me and Byron would be over there sulking.
Yeah, you guys stay home. Me and the girls are going to Gainesville.
Yeah, you and the girls are going to Gainesville. But no, great game. One of the best I've seen in a long time. So congratulations to UConn and to the Gators. I did want to go over the schedule really quick for the Tornadoes before we shut her down. Austin, do you have your weather real quick? I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to do that, but hang on just a second because I need to get to this right here. As a matter of fact, why don't you go ahead and do that, and then I'll go over the when I find it. Real quick, the weather, just from now till the weekend.
All right, so from now through the weekend, we'll have a cold front slide through the southeast United States. That'll bring some rain and scattered showers across the southeast. I don't expect much major anything out of that. So, phew, finally, some quiet. But I do want to address something. When a tornado watch is issued,
Yes.
that means that there's conditions favorable for strong winds, large hail, and tornadoes close and or in the watch area, according to the Storm Prediction Center. When a tornado warning is issued, this means radar or the NWS office, your local office, has detected radar rotation, or like Gordon, I've worked with him on it a few times, they have a actual tornado on the ground. It will say it in the writing on the EMS activation system if there's actually a tornado on the ground. Regardless if there's a tornado on the ground or not, excuse me, that tornado warning means you need to go to your safe place, which is an interior room on the lowest floor of your building, apartment complex, whatever. If you're in a mobile home, I want to preference this because me and David both are in mobile homes.
Yes, we are.
You can choose to be there, but I don't guarantee that you won't end up like Dorothy. So,
No, I'll agree with that.
get to the nearest gas station, get in the ditch, whichever you choose. Now, there was a thing called a tornado warning and flash flood warning up in Kentucky and in Tennessee and in Arkansas. Okay, so this is new to me. I'm used to hurricanes. When there's a flash flood warning and a tornado warning, you go to the lowest level on your building or your house. If you have more than just 2 levels, if you're lucky you have a basement, don't go to the basement, might be flooded. So you want to go to the most interior room, away from all windows, and put as many walls between you and outside, and hope for the best and pray. That's the best solution I can give. Because flooding is bad, but then you get a tornado coming across on top, it's a double whammy, and you just need to hope that it don't hit you. But for the best end case scenario is to go in, like, on your second level before your basement and put as many walls between you and outside.
All right. Sounds good. You got one more thing?
Okay, hurricanes. You'll notice something different this year, David.
Okay.
The cone won't be as wide anymore because they're updating the forecast cone to gauge accuracy more better as we are at the 5-year update log. The last time it was updated was in 2020. 2015 was when it last received its major update.
Okay.
And then 2020 they did some tweaking. So now the accuracy of where a hurricane will land, somewhere like, say, here in say, God forbid, I hope this never happens, but say a hurricane lands in Mobile, Alabama.
Okay.
Okay, well, that cone will be out and not be as wide, stretching from New Orleans all the way to PCB, Panama City Beach. The cone will be a little bit more narrow and focus on the center path. Now, does that mean the hurricane can still go outside the path? Most certainly. The other thing is now they'll be issuing forecast advisory cones, I'm pretty sure. I have to read up on this a little bit more. When a tropical system is on the verge of developing, we are working on that right now. I've been stressing for the NHC to do that for the last 5 years, last 6 years, 7 years when Oswesters became a thing. Which, by the way, David, I had to look back on my records, but I think it's 420. Oswesters turns not 6, but 7 years old.
Nice.
The page was established. The business, the actual internal side, was established in 2016. So if you want to go based off 2016, it's 8 years old now. So we'll be tracking hurricanes. We'll be doing all that. And actually, it's 9 because I'm lagging behind a year because it's 2025. But we'll be tracking hurricanes. We'll be putting out our own graphics this year. And then, of course, we'll be incorporating some AI tools to give David, if I'm not here, better scripts to read for Pascagoula and along the Gulf Shore. And yes, I'm going to troll everyone.
All right.
Off 20 nautical miles, I refer to it as the Gulf of America. Anywhere past that, it is the Gulf of Mexico or the international Gulf waters.
Facebook Live, and we're probably going to need you to go with us, David. Guess where we're going? To Cocoa.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Get to play them in the preseason classic.
Yeah.
Might as well just go and test us right off, right?
Yeah.
3-time defending state champions, by the way. And then we'll come home for Baker County on the 22nd. Then we're away at Dunellen on the 29th. Then we've got to go right back the next week to South Sumter. Then we come back, and then we got to go to Jacksonville to play Mandarin. And how about this new one? So, you know, when you're as good as Bradford has been the last 3.5 years, and you're stomping people like you have been for the most part, you know, they're 36-5 over the last 3.5 plus years. It's hard to find opponents to play, right? So guess what, David? We get a team out of Baxley, Georgia, coming here on the 19th called Appling County. They were a playoff team and made it all the way to the state semifinal. So guess what we did? We didn't quite get there, but we have before. So this ought to be a heck of a ball game right here between Florida and Georgia. Appling County versus Bradford right here at Bradford Stadium. That'll be awesome. Then we play Austin School. Keystone Heights.
I'm not part of school.
Keystone Heights Indians. We play them over there. Then we go to Palatka to play the Panthers after that. Then Newberry, our nemesis from last year. They beat us twice, David.
Almost.
They beat us twice. We played them October the 10th at home, revenge game. Then Tallahassee Leon owes us a game here at home, which that will be homecoming on the 17th of October. And then senior night will be Santa Fe here at home. And then we'll have the bye week because we don't play on week 11. And then, of course, the playoffs. So that ought to be pretty good. But you can catch that schedule at Bradford Tornadoes high school football Facebook page. Byron says, just tune it out and hear the war chant in your head. Yeah, hey, there we go. Lisa said no. Or on top of a stoplight. Eddie Lewis is watching Barton Norton, my buddy. What's going on out there in the state of Utah? Well, it's been a great show so far. We're getting ready to close it down. Didn't really get into anything political. We got carried away on these things. I think everybody laughed, had fun, talked a little bit about everything. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Y'all make it very special for us and the things that we're able to do. I want to thank Austin for coming. Do you have one last thing, Austin? Because I'm going to close it down.
I was going to say, we did get kind of political involving that House bill.
Well, a little bit. No, I wanted to get a little more than that.
And I wanted to tease a little bit and poke the bear about the people getting annoyed with the Gulf of Mexico versus Gulf of America. All of us on the Gulf Coast, David, you've lived here. You lived in Pascagoula, Mississippi. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure if you go call up Renee right now, if she answered and you got her on the air, she'd refer to it. She would be like, David, it's not the Gulf of Mexico. It's not the Gulf of America. It is the Gulf.
Yeah.
They all refer to it as that. Am I wrong?
Well, no. Yeah. I mean, when we go to our beach, which wasn't much of one, but we did have something there.
Hey, you had a beach,
right? We did. And we would say we were going to go to the Gulf. Yeah, absolutely. So I agree.
Down in Tampa, which I don't get why people got so. I mean, okay, if you want to use politics as your identity, I'm 100% for you and how you feel. I feel you, but it's just a body of water.
Just a body of water.
God created it. He didn't name it anything.
Absolutely.
He just said, "Here's a body of water. Here you go. You have fish. You have all this, and you have beautiful water on the Panhandle of Florida, as we call it, a state boundary. But it's just a piece of land."
Right.
You really want to be a technical behind. But that's I could rant about that and how people.
Yeah, and I don't want you to rant because I'm going to cut you off, and I love you. I'm trying to close the show.
I'm not a Byron, so I will be quiet.
No, you are a Byron. You and Byron are just alike. I have to keep y'all in check. Yeah. I have to correct y'all on a bunch of things that y'all say.
Oh!
But anyway, yeah, it's going to rain. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But no, it's just one of the things, Dave, where I'm just like, I'm 23, but I feel like I'm 63 mentally.
Yeah, well, sometimes.
But anyways, I hope everyone enjoys this week. Of course, it's beautiful. If you got lawn care to do, enjoy doing it while it's cool. Mm-hmm. We only have a few weeks left, and it's going to get hot again. So enjoy it. Anyways, back to David.
Cheryl, I knew what you were laughing about. I don't want to be rude to him and cut him off. That's why I just let him go.
You're talking about the lawn while it's cool.
Yeah,
She did the lawn.
yeah, I needed that. Yeah,
She did the lawn, not yesterday, but she did it when it was 87.
I got you. Well, yeah, well, I did mine yesterday too in the afternoon. So anyway, all right, Dave.
Yeah.
It was a great show.
Yes.
Austin, it was a great show.
Of course.
Barney, it was a great show, even though you was at home, and I know you just got home. And Mitchell, it was a great show. We didn't get, like I said, we got into a couple of things, as Austin had mentioned, but we didn't really get anything. I thought it was a fun show. I thought it was a great show. Again, y'all make this show happen. Dave, first of all, I want to thank Austin for what he does, not only from the weather page side, but if y'all don't know, I've mentioned this many times, Austin downloads all of our shows down to the Facebook page, which, to the YouTube page, which will be tomorrow. He usually has it done by 7, sometimes has it done earlier, sometimes he gets involved in something, sometimes it's after that. So just be looking for it on YouTube.
It will be
Do
out.
you remember what episode it is?
Oh,
324?
I think it's about 324. It'll be titled correctly when y'all
Okay.
are watching this on YouTube. We revamped the infrastructure for the YouTube side. I poured $3,500 into the computer that runs
Right.
the show.
Good. And that's and it's really appreciated. Dave, I want to thank you for what you do each and every week. This just doesn't happen. You have to program this. You have to keep up with the updates. You have to keep doing what you're doing. So I want to thank you for what you do each and every week and the content that you provide for the show. I want to thank my co-host Byron Bagwell. Happy early birthday, Byron. Y'all wish him a happy birthday. We'll be putting out something tomorrow. His birthday's tomorrow. I want to wish the White Allen a happy birthday on Thursday. And then, of course, my birthday is on Friday. So I want to, like I said, we appreciate all the happy early birthday wishes and all that was said on the show tonight. Again, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. And y'all make this show. And we're just the, what do we say? We're just the rudder that drives the big old vessel.
That's it.
That's what we are, man. It's all about you guys, and again, really appreciate what you guys do for us. So, God bless you guys. Have a great Tuesday night. Have a great rest of the week. You heard the weather, and we'll see you next Tuesday night. God bless you, and for all you Gator fans, glad that y'all got y'all's national championship, and we'll see what happens in football. All right. Anyway, God bless you guys. And we'll talk with you soon. Good night.